Horsepower Wars is the ultimate competition, pitting the best builders in the country against each other. This season, we bring back LS versus Coyote to answer the ultimate question: which is the best engine? Horsepower Wars Season 4 is brought to you by Summit Racing Equipment.
Welcome to the third installment of Horsepower Wars LS vs. Coyote. In this series, we pit the modern cam and block bow tie engines against the Blue Oval's baddest overhead cam beasts. Before getting too deep into this year's competition, let's quickly run through the previous two competitions. The first LS vs. Coyote was a more casual competition consisting of naturally aspirated stock displacement engines with a $9,999 budget. That one saw the LS3 take the win over the Coyote with 552 horsepower to the Coyote's 514. The second running of the series was a full-blown Horsepower Wars competition. In that one, the budget was up to $15,000, the displacement limits were removed, and the teams were given a choice of superchargers.
LMA's LS engine put up a stout 1,784 peak horsepower and 1,422 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers are massive and insanely impressive for multiple reasons. Number one, the $15,000 budget meant some corners had to be cut in key areas. Don't get us wrong, 15 grand isn't chump change, but when you're building an engine that performs like this, it's a small price to pay. Number two, the LS was driving a massive F1X Pro Charger on a 10-rib serpentine drive. Lots of cars run the F1X on a serpentine drive up to 1,500 horsepower, but LMA's LS made almost 1,800. That
led to the LS not only dwarfing the Coyote at 427 cubic inches, but using an F1X supercharger, it won the competition with 1,784 horsepower. We later retested the engine with the same F1A supercharger that the Coyote used, and the LS still won, making over 1,500 horsepower. That leads us to our third running of the series. This time around, we wanted to not only showcase the latest and greatest technology from the OEM, but also tighten up the rules to create more parity between the two combinations. To that end, we chose to pit the Coyote against the latest Gen 5 5.3-liter engine, the L83. Both the Coyote and the L83 are required to maintain the stock stroke and are allowed no more than 20 thousandths of an inch of overbore. Additionally, both engines will be required to use a 76mm turbocharger from HPT Turbo. The compressor and turbine wheels will be identical for each combination, but there are a few different turbine housings the builders can choose from. We're hoping to see more than 1,300 horsepower out of these combinations, which is a lofty goal from a single 76mm turbo. All right, so a real quick interruption here. I just need to say thank you to Summit Racing for their support of this season of Horsepower Wars. Not only did they send parts to, the builders for the different builds, but they also sent gift cards out so that we could get what we needed when we needed it. And they also really saved our butts with some overnight shipping. You know how builds go. They took care of us. So really a heartfelt thank you to Summit Racing, because without you guys, we wouldn't have Horsepower Wars Season 4. So let's move on to the builders. Building the Coyote engine this time is Joe Irwin of Fast Forward Racing Engines. He's been at the top of the Coyote game for a long time, and you might know FFRE from their most famous racer, Brett LaSala in Snot Rocket. It's the quickest and fastest production block Coyote engine in the country. The combination they're bringing to the table is a tried and true one that FFRE ships to customers on a weekly basis. Here's a sneak peek of the Coyote build that we'll be covering in episode 3.
All right, so now we're going to put the rods on the pistons here. We've got all of our bearing clearances set. We've got our rings already filed and deburred. We've oiled and put a little bit of assembly lube on the wrist pins and the rod pin bores. We've got all of our round locks deburred and ready to go. And here we go.
Now I noticed these are all Manly, and that's not a sponsor thing. That's because you use Manly in your shop.
Yeah, it's not coincidental. This is a product that we use. We use these pistons day in and day out, as well as these rods. Yep.
So now what exactly are we using for this one? Because these look like beefy rods for a Coyote.
Yeah, this is these are rods and pistons that would come in our standard stage 3 package. This is a Manley 14518 billet I-beam rod from them. It's got an ARP fastener in it, ARP 2000. We've successfully ran these rods in 6-second, 200-mile-an-hour cars.
On the Chevy side, we have the reigning champions, Brian Nealon and late model engines. No strangers to this battle, they've lately been getting quite a lot of notoriety for powering Ferris Quartomi's Time Attack Corvette, which has set 25 track records around the globe. LME's L83 combination is outside of their normal engine build, but utilizes all the same R&D as you'd find in any of their usual builds. And here's a sneak peek of the LT from episode 4. We're getting ready to start building the LT engine. We're here with our friend Vinny Monaghetti, which you remember from all the EngineLabs giveaway videos at PRI, where we've slapped together, 3 engines now on the show floor? And now we actually get to be in a workshop and put one together.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your combo here.
So we're doing a 5.3, basically a stock bore, stock stroke, 5.3 heads. I mean, it's pretty much run-of-the-mill 5.3 combination, obviously with better internals to handle the power we're going to be making.
This is the first time you guys in this competition have been limited on cubes.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling? What's your confidence level now that you guys don't have a huge displacement advantage?
We're still confident. I mean, you still have the extra cubes because we still have 20, 25 cubic inches over a Coyote, and that is free horsepower basically. Yeah. So heads still flow really well. This thing's going to turn hopefully 9,000 maybe plus RPM. So we get all the benefits of the Coyote. We just don't have the overhead cam still. So.
All right, so it's going to be a good head-to-head match then.
I think so.
All right, well, let's get started. Let's start getting engine parts together because we don't have a ton of time.
No, we don't. So we'll get it together.
All right. In a twist from previous year's competition, once the engines have competed on the dyno, they'll be shipped off to Big 3 Racing and Team Biggin to be installed in a pair of C10 pickup trucks for the Horsepower Wars C10 Shootout. There, the 2 teams will have to drive 100 miles on the street before making 3 back-to-back passes at the drag strip. Although, the C10 already does pretty good burnouts with the stock drivetrain. The LS vs. Coyote 3 competition will be covered in 5 more episodes after this one, released right here on the EngineLabs YouTube channel. Then, the C10 Shootout will air on Dragzine's YouTube channel, which we'll link in the description below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the action from Horsepower Wars LS vs. Coyote 3, and I'll see you in the next episode.